some bison.
I saw some bison. Goodness gracious. South Dakota be pretty.
South Dakota be super pretty.
South Dakota be real pretty in the... Ooh, look at that window. That's bad. Hello.
Welcome to South Dakota.
I'm so glad to be here. Hello. You got me on my bad side.
You wanna switch? Switch. Oh, hello.
Hello.
So, we have been slow to upload lately, and for that we apologize. And that's because we have been doing an obscene amount of traveling. We are in Oregon right now, and the last video you saw was Oklahoma. But right now, we are here to talk to you about South Dakota. If you had asked me a year ago what's in South Dakota, I would have said Mount Rushmore. And if you would have said what else, I would have gone, give me a second, I'm gonna Google it. But let me tell you, in the area around Mount Rushmore, in the Rapid City area of South Dakota, there's a ton to do.
Like a ton to do.
Yeah.
You could probably spend a month there and deep dive into a lot of areas.
Yeah.
We were there for a couple weeks. I still don't feel like we were able to do all the things I wanted to do.
Not even a little bit.
I had no idea that it was gonna be so wonderful.
And there's so much.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give you 6 places that you need to go to
Yeah.
in South Dakota, all in one general area.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's it.
All right, before we even get going, we're gonna start with a bonus. So I guess it's 6.5 things that you can do when you go visit South Dakota, because it's not actually in South Dakota, but right after we got there, we found out that if you're in Rapid City, you are 2 hours away from the Devil's Tower.
I feel like maybe you don't know what that is, but then you're gonna see the picture and be like, oh, I know what that is, because I saw it in my like science books in middle school.
Yeah.
And
Or
it
in
is
my case, if you're
awesome.
older or a film nerd, you've seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and that place is real.
It's just, it looks like literally the neck of a volcano, and it's just there.
Yeah.
Flat volcano. It is super cool.
And the whole area is beautiful, and it's really cool, and it's just one of those things that you have to see once in your life because your brain's not convinced that it's real. And also, I'm super excited. Hannah's new, like one of her new top bucket list items is to climb the Devil's Tower. So now I've got to start getting her into rock climbing. We got her some rock climbing shoes.
And the park rangers there were so helpful, and they told us all about rock climbing. They have like, because you can go out on rock climbing like tours and stuff out there, but I think that they said that the youngest person to climb Devil's Tower was 6, and the oldest was
94?
it was in the 90s. I was gonna say 92. So awesome.
Wait,
Like,
no.
what are we doing with our life?
I feel like that's a new bucket list item for me. So hopefully in episode 156, when I get in shape, I'll climb Devil's Tower.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jess?
This is awesome. Super cool.
It is unlike anything I've ever seen. So now on to the real list. Coming in at number 6 is the actual town of Rapid City.
That was so, you know, unexpected.
Unexpected, yeah.
They call it the City of Presidents because obviously Mount Rushmore is close by.
I'm playing to the theme.
But it's actually really cool. So like downtown, like in a lot of the street corners.
Yes, on every street corner downtown.
Yeah, so there's like a life-size statue of all of the presidents on different street corners. And it's actually really, really cool. It sounds kind of cheesy, but it's actually really neat. And so
and they're good statues too.
They're really good statues.
Like Bill Clinton looks like he's about to hit on you.
I love that. Their downtown is really cool. There's a splash pad.
There's a lot going on down there. There's some cool restaurants. There's a whole firehouse themed like block with like a restaurant and a bar and stuff that's apparently really cool. We didn't get to go because the wait was too long, but we did. I'll admit it, I'm a nerd. We found a place called, what was it?
Was it Press Play?
Was it called Press Play? I want to say it was called Press Play.
I think it was called Press Play. We're going to show it.
We found a restaurant downtown that upstairs is a really good pizza place with all sorts of like Dave & Buster's like games, but then you walk downstairs into the dungeon. Yes, they call it the dungeon. And it is this massive retro arcade full of all of the games that I played when I was a kid, and so I geeked out really hard.
It was really, really fun.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
This was one of my favorite games. I forgot it even existed.
And they had like the Dino Park. So when you're driving through Rapid City, looked it up. It's free. It's just this this dinosaur park. It's got all these like big statues of dinosaurs that the kids can go and climb on and go check out. And I really enjoyed that. It was a really fun little free activity for them to do.
Yeah. So overall, it was just a good city for a home base that I really enjoyed. Like when you wanted to come back to civilization, it had enough of everything you would want.
Right. Yeah. Restaurants, Target, Walmart, all the things. Lowe's.
Yeah.
We had
Lowe's when things break.
They put a new microwave in.
You have to replace your microwave.
Yeah.
This may be a surprise to everybody, but I'm gonna list at number 5 Mount Rushmore.
Do you have these listed in your top 5? Like
they're
your
kind of in order
favorites?
for me. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it's my order, not Cheska's.
Okay.
Maybe we'll like re-edit this video and do it in Cheska's order later. But Mount Rushmore was very neat, but it was what it was.
Yeah, it's true.
It's cool, it's big, it's epic. The kids loved it, and there's a lot of hiking in Mount Rushmore that I was not ready for.
That's true. The grounds are really pretty, and I think what I really liked about Mount Rushmore that I wasn't expecting was it's a really, really nice museum.
Yeah.
And it highlights each of the presidents that are up there, and so I felt like it was a really good learning opportunity, not just about the mountain and like them carving into the mountain, but also like why those specific presidents were chosen and a little bit more about their like what was going on when they were president. So I thought that was really nice because it's like a lot of different years, and I thought it was a good learning opportunity.
Yeah, the museum was
Hannah.
really nice.
Yeah.
And you know, honestly, this is funny. I've always heard it was really small, and it was way, way bigger than I anticipated. So that was really cool. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna wrap it up here because you know whether or not you want to go to Mount Rushmore. 5.
Wait, I thought that was number 5.
Number 4. Coming in at number 4.
Wind Cave.
National Park.
Wind Cave was really neat. We went that day and we also went to Devil's Tower, so we actually only did underground, the caves, but I think it would be great to stay for the whole day or maybe more than that because the above ground area is supposed to be just really, really great for hikes. I mean, just the drive through was really neat. We saw bison, we saw you like drive through like a prairie dog town, so you can walk through all of that and go hiking there. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
But the caves
were epic.
Were awesome.
Yeah.
Just the way it worked out because we didn't make our reservations beforehand. We went with the one that was the quickest available, and it was the longest tour, an hour and a half.
But it wasn't hard.
But it was so cool. It was supposed to be the most strenuous.
It wasn't strenuous.
It was not strenuous. There's a lot of stairs, but no big deal. But
no, I liked it.
It was cool. It was really neat because it was different than the caves that we were like used to, in that like they didn't have a lot of the like stalactites and stalagmites. We got to see some different like cave formations.
Like the webbing structure is very fascinating.
Yeah, and the people there are so knowledgeable, and it's just really neat too because they tell you about how it's like this really sacred area to the Native Americans, and it was really special. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It was really neat. So close to Wind Cave is Jewel Cave Monument. I think it's a monument.
Yeah.
We didn't get to go to that. So I mean, like there's just literally, like we were saying, there's just so many things to do in that area. Like we just weren't able to hit it all up.
Yeah, after the end of this video, you'll realize that within 2 hours of Rapid City, there are 2 national parks and 3 national monuments.
Yeah.
And that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And also a really, really big national forest that's beautiful.
Right. Yeah.
Number 3 was, I think, my most pleasant surprise. I knew about Crazy Horse, but this was the powerful experience of our time in South Dakota. So Crazy Horse is essentially the Lakota tribe's response to Mount Rushmore, and it is their own giant statue that they are creating of Crazy Horse, a famous figure in history you should look into. And they are still in the process of building it, and it is going to be insanely massive and insanely intricate and beautiful, and it's completely self-funded. So it's this whole fascinating story that is really interesting and really worth looking into, and just gives you the right perspective while you're there.
I loved it. It was super emotional. It made me kind of walk around with just tears in my eyes because it's like all these paintings, because there's a big museum area. It's not just like walk up and, you know, see a statue similar to Mount Rushmore. Like it's very interactive. They have people from the Lakota tribe there. They do like traditional dances,
storytelling.
They do storytelling. They're super helpful, just answering any questions. And then the museum is amazing. There's a teepee, there's a big canoe, there's all this artwork.
Incredible paintings. Yep.
But it's really, really, really cool and really special. And it is kind of like that area, the Black Hills is just so sacred to that tribe.
It's an incredible reminder of the need for human decency. Like everything about the way that museum is built and the communication styles of the volunteers and the employees, it is a beautiful reminder of the need for unity and respect.
Yep.
And I don't know, it really rocked me in a lot of ways, and I'm really glad we got to go.
I am too. It was really neat. I think it's like better than any kind of history book we could have ever read.
Yeah.
It was so special to like watch our daughter go like get on like the front row. She wanted to watch this other little girl who's like her age, you know, in her Lakota dress, doing that Lakota dance, and Hannah was just like completely like taken in, and it was just really special.
I will give one little warning. It's a little pricey to go there. I think it was like $35 or something like that.
For all of us?
For all of us. But you know you're paying for the statue to be built and for the museum to keep running, because they take no government money. They are completely self-sustaining, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah. Number 2 and 1, we're gonna try to rush through them because we actually have entire videos dedicated to those two, but I really want to just put them on the list. And coming in at number 2 is a place I had never heard of, Custer State Park.
I'm just gonna say, if I was making this list, I think that I would put this at number 1.
Really?
I loved it. I had heard that Custer was amazing. I had heard that people were like, this is like national park level of a state park.
Yep.
And it just completely blew me away. I could have spent 2 weeks just in the state park.
Yes, and it was beautiful, and it is massive, and there are tons of things to do and tons of places to stay. We got to go hike around, what was the name of the lake?
Sylvan Lake.
Sylvan Lake, beautiful, which is right next to the Needles Highway, which is right next to, like, really close to the Iron Mountain Road, which is really close to Mount Rushmore. And there's just so much, and all of this is southwest of Rapid City in one contained area, and it was just beautiful. It's like, that place is just a really incredible place to get away from it all.
It's one of my, I think it was my favorite thing we did.
Yeah. Tons of hiking, tons of rock climbing, and just tons of things to see and do. And also, it's one of those places we were really surprised and pleasantly surprised by the fact that there are things to do for people who can't walk very much, and there are things to do for people who want to climb mountains. Yeah. Definitely do the Wilderness Loop. We got to see all sorts of animals, and the kids geeked out. It was so
cool.
fun.
I saw a whole herd of bison. It was so neat.
Yeah.
And their babies.
Yep.
Yep. My favorite thing.
All right, so coming in at my number 1 and Cheska's number 2 was the Badlands National Park.
Yes.
And Badlands, they're about an hour east of Rapid City, but they are just epic.
Yeah, so it's like where the ground has like eroded into all of these different like kind of rock formations. So if you don't know what it is, look it up. It is just really incredible.
Yeah, it's hard to describe, and it's definitely something that you're not going to see many other places in the world, but it is beautiful and it is epic, and there's tons of places to just explore and get lost, hopefully metaphorically, take a map, but like we love just like driving around and exploring and hiking. And one thing for me that is an absolute must, make sure you take the Sage Creek Rim Road. As soon as you come in to the park from the north, there's a beautifully paved road to the left, which you should definitely take because that takes you through the bulk of the park.
Yeah.
But there's also a dirt road to the right that has a lot of traffic, so it's not like you're driving through the middle of nowhere. But what happens is that road starts going to where it's almost like the Badlands begin. So it is just this big, wide open, expansive landscape where you've got some rugged rocks, but you've also just got wide open prairie landscape. And it is beautiful, and you can camp there, and I wish we did, and we didn't because I didn't know until literally we were driving through it and some guy told me.
It's not like our camping spot was bad.
That's a good point. You'll get into it next week, but we had a camping spot at the Badlands that is a famous boondocking spot for RVers. That is definitely the coolest place we've stayed.
Yeah.
So keep watching for when that episode comes out. But just know, to my pleasant surprise, put South Dakota on your list. It is way more than just Mount Rushmore.
Yep. I loved it. I would be ready to go back in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
I could go back and do all of that again and just deep dive into it a little bit more and hit up the things we didn't get to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I loved it.
Go to South Dakota.
Yeah.
And have a great week. Hopefully our next video will come before 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, no.